Washington County Coach's Corner, a service of Blue Valley Technologies, Midwest Products, the Animal Health Center, FNB Washington, M&M Tire, and Eric's Automotive.
When your car needs attention, trust the shop that's right here at home. Eric's Automotive in Washington. Locally owned and dedicated to quality and customer satisfaction, Eric's Automotive handles it all. Oil changes, battery service, tires, and major repairs to engines, transmissions, brakes, and suspension overhauls. No gimmicks, no runaround, just good, honest automotive work you can count on from their ASC certified technicians. Call Eric's Automotive in Washington today or find them on Facebook and chat with Eric about what he and his crew can do to keep your vehicle running smoothly.
This new year, you deserve better. Better internet, better speeds, and better service from a company that gives back to your community. Sign up for Blue Valley Technologies Fiber Internet and get 3 months free. Already a customer? Try a faster speed for 3 months at no extra cost. For more details, visit us at bluevalley.net or call 877-876-1228. Happy New Year.
You want a bank that not only cares about you, but the businesses and families around. FNB Washington is that bank. Community-minded since 1883, FNB Washington truly has been there through it all. A mainstay in the Washington community, FNB cherishes the opportunity to give back, whether participating in hosting local events, providing a community room for public use, or cheering the Tigers on to victory. Your local and hometown bank is still FNB Washington, Equal Housing Lender, FDIC.
Welcome into the Washington County Coach's Corner program, joined today with Ryan Huckett, head coach of the boys basketball team. Coach, I want to talk about the TVL tournament a little bit. We were chatting off air about it, but your team got impressive win in that first round game, and then offense tended to be a struggle, I think, the final 3 games. How do you plan on, trying to catch that rhythm back up for this offense here in the back half of the season?
Well, we're trying to get everybody on the same page. I still blame some of that offensive underperformance in those last 2 games with, losing our number 2 guard and Eli Cromie. That was a big hit. He was averaging close to 10 points a game for us, and the assists and defensive ends and that kind of stuff. I think that was a big hole that we just couldn't fill against Lynn and Blue Valley. I don't know when he's going to be coming back yet. We're trying to get everybody else up to speed and try to help fill in that hole. I think it's going to take more than just one player.
It'll take everyone from it, and that's something, we were chatting off air about, and it's not an excuse for this team by any means, but you've dealt with injuries this year, sickness, just trying to find a rhythm. How tough has it kind of been to get that rhythm and get that consistency when you sometimes don't know night in and night out who's going to be there for you?
It's pretty difficult right now. I think started our first 4 games of the year, we had everybody, and then we had a stretch starting with Axtell and ending with Hanover where we had everybody. And so we're looking at 10 games that we've had, I would say, all 7, the top 7 players ready to go. And now we're dealing with illness and an injury, so 2 in those top 7. So it's pretty tough right now. I don't know how it's going to work out.
Well, I guess that's part of the coaching, though. You got to figure out, how to get everyone together. And I think something we've talked about, too, is the defensive side this season. And we've talked about your offensive struggles. But as you get to this February schedule, do you hope to put a little more emphasis on that side of the ball? Because, sometimes defense can lead to those easy buckets.
I was thinking about that the other day. We started the year off really emphasizing defense, and then now with our gaps, our holes, or players being out, I feel like we've been focusing an awful lot on just getting players up to speed on offense and making sure everybody knows what they're doing, that we haven't spent enough time on defense here lately. And on the defensive side, we wanted to full court press. Of course, we're down 2 of our top 7, and that really puts a wrinkle in that too. We do need to spend more time on the defensive side, but also scoring 35 points ain't going to get it done for us either.
I think end of the day, you still got to score more points than the other team regardless if you're going to be able to pull out a win. And something we were chatting off air too about was expectations. I know early in the season we talked about hopefully where your team was at this point in the year. How do you make sure too that these boys don't get too downtrodden in maybe, this part of the season where it hasn't worked out maybe the way that you planned earlier in the year?
That is difficult. I think we faced a little bit of that, towards the end of the TVL tournament, a little bit of not achieving our goals quite like we'd hoped. We're in a spot in our schedule here where things definitely ease up a little bit. I mean, it's still tough, but we're facing teams that are more our caliber, and we could build that morale with a few good performances here leading up to the last couple games. We get to face Hanover again here, the second to last game, and then finish with a look at Doniphan West, who've been playing really well. Then we go into our regional and probably playing a higher seed there. So, it's going to be tough.
Oh, yeah, in postseason play, it always is the best of the best get to, go against each other. And talk about this schedule of games coming up. Frankfort on Friday, Clifton Clyde, Bennington, Blue Valley, and then Onega. We were chatting off air. These are hopefully games that not only you guys can compete in, but hopefully come out with a victory. And I guess, how do you make sure that they play up to the level that your expectations are to play up to and not to play down to any opponent the rest of the way?
That is a very good question, and if anybody has the answer to that, I would love to hear it. I think right now our attitude's pretty good. We had a good practice Monday and Tuesday, and we still got to take it just game by game. And I felt pretty good about how our emotions were Monday and Tuesday. Of course, we get into gameplay, and if things don't go our way, then we'll have to deal with that. I feel like everybody's heads are pretty level right now.
And that's a good thing to be hearing too as well, because so much with high school boys especially, if they're not performing the way they expect themselves to do, it can get ugly kind of quick. And talk about Frankfort real quick. We're going to have an opportunity to see you down there on Friday night. Obviously, the last time you guys played, it went into overtime. Chase Gross had a heck of an overtime performance and a heck of a game, but they're going to be a tough out, and there are some similarities. So how do you take what you learned in that first game and hopefully move it on to a victory there Friday night?
Well, in watching the film back from that, I felt like we left a lot on the table offensively. We weren't seeing what our offense was getting us, and we weren't taking that opportunity when it was there. On the defensive side, Wes Anderson is such a special player, and, he is demanding a ton of attention right now, and I assume we're gonna follow suit with what everybody else is doing and just really try to make sure he doesn't touch the ball, and leave it up to the rest of their team to get it done for them.
Well, absolutely. When you take on a player like Anderson, who's had such a successful career, you kind of try and chop the head off the monster before it gets too ugly from that standpoint. Again, talking with Ryan Huckett, head coach of the Washington County boys basketball team. Ryan, I appreciate your time this week, and we'll look forward to seeing you Friday night down at Frankfort.
You bet. Thanks a lot.
From the ground up, Midwest Products Hanover can assist with concrete drives, parking, walks, entries, foundations, and support walls. Quality people help produce quality products, and you can rely on their crews for a job done right. Concrete plants at Hanover, Washington, and Clay Center. Midwest Products also haul rock, sand, and gravel. They have a crane for rent and can assist with site preparation. Start your next job with a call for a quote today from Midwest Products at Hanover.
Let Dr. Phil Benz of the Animal Health Center in Washington keep your pets and herds healthy and thriving. They offer services such as vaccination, surgery, grooming, and boarding. The doctors also understand your herd is your livelihood. Call them for a herd health consultation to assist with nutrition and pasture management, vaccination and deworming protocols, reproductive strategies, and more. And don't forget your hard-working horses. The Animal Health Center has specific services for them as well. Animal Health Services in Washington, open Monday through Saturday. Call for an appointment today.
When you're buying tires, go with the folks you know at M&M Tire in Washington. Locally owned, M&M Tire offers minor service work. They offer major brands of tires. They offer service after the sale.
And that's what you can rely on with the folks you know at M&M Tire in Washington. Call them at 325-2207 for an appointment today. For your tire needs, call them M&M Tire in Washington.
Washington County Coach's Corner, a service of Blue Valley Technologies, Midwest Products, the Animal Health Center, FNB Washington, Kears Thriftway, M&M Tire, and Eric's Automotive.